I am Creative Director Kim Kesti. Very happy to welcome you back to another TryDay Friday. So happy to be here with you. We kind of do these every Friday afternoon to get you motivated to craft over the weekend or even throughout the week. We hope that we teach you something a little bit new. Today I'm going to be using one die 3 different ways. 2 of them I have tried already, so I have to tell you that first of all. But the third one, I for real have not tried before. So I'm going to be trying it right in front of you live. So we will see if it works. I think it's going to work, but we will see. So let me show you the die that I'm going to use today. I am using the Floral View die set. So this is really, it's just one die, even though it says die set. I mean, it is 2, but this whole background is one big, ginormous, gorgeous die. Totally covers the whole front of your card front, so it fits the normal A2 card. And it does say set because it does come with a frame. So that is pretty cool because I'm going to show you how to use this without the frame for my first project and then with the frame for the second project. So it just gives you a little more versatility. You can die cut it, with the frame so it cuts it out. Or as I'm going to show you again on this first project, you can just use this and it'll just kind of inlay the thing. And I've got one piece of paper there to scooch out. So let's start with that, and you will know what I'm talking about because seeing is believing, right? Okay, so I have right here a piece of our Watermelon Fusion cardstock, and this is just basically an 8.5 by 11 cut in half. So I have the 5.5 here, and I have 8.5 long. So if I did fold this, which I'm not going to do right now, it would be a normal card size. So watch how beautifully this die fits on here. So I'm going to budge it all the way over here to the front. This is going to be a really flat card, a 1-layer card, which I love for mailing, right? Sometimes we love our big, bulky, popped-up cards, but they're a little bit trickier to send in the mail, right? So I'm just watching here that all of my edges are matched up on my 3 edges right here. And I'm going to use a little bit of washi tape just to hold it in place. You can use any repositionable tape. So now, as you can see, I've got my die cutting plates out here because I want a die cut right in front of you. We've got the bottom plate, the top cutting plate, and then of course I've got my platinum base here. Got my cute little platinum 6. Gonna open the other side. Again, just making sure everything's lined up. Oh, I guess I should switch the handle around. That would be better. All right. So y'all got to tell me what you're doing this busy Friday afternoon. Oh my gosh. This is kind of thick with all these pieces in here. All right. Why is it not going? I'm going to flip this around. Sometimes when you start with the die, right, there's so much pressure on these rollers that sometimes if you start the die right on the edge, it gives you a little hang up, which it was doing. So I'm going to sandwich it, and this will give my platform a little bit time to bite in. Does that make sense? Okay, so I just learned something new. Well, hopefully maybe I taught you something new. So see, now it'll roll through. It is a powerful die cutting machine, though, let me tell you. It does really a great job. I'm actually going to roll it back just so I can grab it easier for the camera, too. All right. Let's see what we've got here. As you can see, it die cuts beautifully. Everything just kind of starts falling out, which is good. That's what we want. My die's taped, so I'll carefully remove that. All right, so you can kind of see how this card is already coming to life, right? You've got the front of it basically all cut. So it's going to be kind of the style of a card where the front is like a peekaboo card or a see-through front. I'm using my Journey Bloom tool right here. It's got this amazing brush end just to brush out all the little, extra parts and pieces. You can come in with your pointy end and get any of those little extra pieces that haven't fallen out. I probably won't take the time now to do all of these little guys, but they pop out pretty easy. I kind of want to give you the idea of how you have to finish this card, and I'll show you my finished one. So right now, remember, we haven't creased this here, so we have no way to fold this card yet. So I'm going to bring in my crease tool, my scoring board, and of course I've got the little blade that comes with it. And now I'm just going to put it on here, and I want to go to 4 1/4 because that's my normal card size. And if I lined it up right, which I think I did, it should give me pretty much exactly the same, crease on the other side of that die cut. So I have one more tip to share with you too, though. I'm creasing it at 4 1/4. And then I'm actually going to flip it over. You can see the crease on there pretty good. I'm going to flip it over and just score it again. Because this is so small right here, you know, this part where it's die cut, I just want to make sure I have a really good, nice crease in there. It'll just make it all that much easier to fold. Because like I said, this is pretty delicate. You don't want to rip that part that we spent so much time being careful to die cut, right? So I'm gonna kind of keep my finger underneath here and just gently fold this down. Again, don't be too aggressive. You just want to at least get it started, and then we can go in and crease it better. Okay, I feel those fibers in the paper breaking. That's what you want. Look how pretty. Guys, this is so simple. Like one die cut and all of a sudden you have this gorgeous card. Now this would be pretty this way as a landscape card. I ended up doing it as a portrait style card, but absolutely gorgeous. So when you open the card, it just gives your recipient such a gorgeous, you know, impression that you've got this hollow. Now this on the inside, you could write something here. You could add a different color if you wanted. I just left mine as the watermelon, and then I'll show you the sentiment I put on my finished card. I'm using this same stamp set on all of my sentiments. You've probably seen me use it before. It's called Everyday Script. Give me a shout out in the comments if you guys have this stamp set, if you love it. It's one that we released probably a couple years ago, but still one of my favorites. So for this particular card, I used the Love Ya, and it does have the matching dies, which make it super easy, no fussy cutting. But look how cute. I mean, could that not be more simple? I'm going to put it down so it could focus. Is it focusing okay, Roy? He's like, here we go. But it really doesn't need anything else. It doesn't really need any sparklies or any gems or anything like that. It's just so sweet and special with that sentiment die cut like that. And then, like I said, when you open it, you can, you know, write something inside or do whatever you want. So, right? So cute. Is that one fun way to use that card cover die? Love it. And super flat card, super easy to mail. All right, cool. So let me grab my die back again and my plates. I need this tape anymore. So again, use your bloom tool to make sure your die's really cleaned out nicely. You don't want to leave any, you know, mostly falls out, but once in a while you have a little stray piece of cardstock left in there. All right, so for this next project, I'm going to take my watermelon fusion, and actually I just want a card front. I'm looking around going, where's my trimmer? I don't think I have my trimmer right here. I'm just going to fold this in half. I could probably line it up, but I just want a card front, so I'm going to go ahead and cut it out with my die first. I could have cut this with my regular, you know, trimmer, but I'm just going to cut half of it out. It's like 3/4 cut already. Get it all lined up. My platform. It's like go, go, go. All right. That's what TryDay Friday's all about, right? Well, that cut good. All right, I'm keeping my die cutting machine close because I'm going to show you what I'm going to do now. I'm going to do a partial die cutting, so I don't need the frame part anymore. I just need the inside. And I'm going to put it down on my paper, but before I decide where I'm going to partially die cut it, I'm using this electric tape that we have, and it's like not so much a washi tape, but it's more like a sticky note tape, so it's really cool. It doesn't stick or harm your paper at all. So I'm kind of looking at my die and I'm going, okay, so I want to just partially cut this. I want the top half, and I want to have it maybe about 2/3 of the way down. So I'm just going to put my electric tape on here, and I'm, you know, looking to see that it gets straight. And I'm just going to tape it pretty much right to my platform. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add my second plate, and I'm only going to die cut up to my taped line. Does that make sense? Maybe it doesn't make sense until I show you. I'm sure some of you have tried partial die cutting before, and it's really cool. But this particular die, it turns out gorgeous. Okay. So I'm bringing in my platform. I've got my original die taped down. Now what I want to do is, because this is what creates the pressure, the 2 orange plates, I actually want to put my orange plate in and then only bring it up right to my line of my electric tape. Okay, I'm going to push this up a little bit. Can we get in kind of close there, Roy? I want you to see that I'm positioning it, I'm actually overlapping the electric tape just a little bit right here. So see if I move it back, you can see the tape's there. Because I want to roll my die cutting machine right here all the way to the end of that tape. So I'm just going to kind of pinch it with my fingers and start rolling and rolling and rolling. Now, obviously there's no pressure here, so it's not going to cut at the bottom of this. So it's only going to cut where I have the top plate. I can pretty much go all the way, come back. And we will see what happened here. This is one I have tried before, so I'm pretty sure it works. Okay, so we've got our partial die cutting here. We've only rolled it that far. Take this guy away and this guy away, and oh yeah. You guys are probably laughing. Kim, you get so excited. It's so funny. Okay, so we've got just the top portion of our die cut. I'm going to do the same method, kind of get all my little chads out. Not necessarily taking time to do all my little dots, but they kind of fall out. Okay, so now you might look at this and go, okay, Kim, but what's the deal here? Like what? You've got these like little dies that are half cut. Like, that doesn't look so great. So what I'm going to do is bring in my cutting mat. So this is our Fun Stamper's Journey cutting mat. It's a self-healing mat. And then we've got our fun little retractable craft knife here. So it's pretty cool. It's got, of course, our signature green, but it's got the little button right here. Right now the knife is in, so it's not going to hurt me. It's not going to poke anybody. And then when I just slide the button down and out, then my little tiny knife appears. So pretty cool, yeah. And then we've got a matching ruler. So I'm going to use my ruler and I'm going to line it up. I can use my grid also to help me make sure everything's straight. And then I'm just going to kind of line up kind of where I want those die cuts to finish. So I want it high enough that I catch all those edges. That looks pretty good. Now really what I'm just cutting is the inside of these die cuts. I don't want to obviously cut the whole thing in half, but I want to cut the thing that's partially die cut here. I want to just finish that cut. So see, I'm finishing that cut. I'm going to finish this cut. And you can stop and check, like, am I cutting the right thing? I think this one's almost all the way cut through. I have to do that one separately. Cut that little guy and that guy. So it's a little bit of fussiness, but not too bad. This is not, it is an intricate die, but it's not so, worrisome. So see how I'm popping those out now? This one was kind of behind the ruler a little bit. Pop that guy out in this little circle. I don't want to cut too much. So do y'all have the craft knife yet? It's a pretty cool little tool. And I love that it retracts like that, it keeps it safe. And this last little one. All right, so now you can see, especially when I move this black, now you have much more of a normal line going across where it shows how you have part of it die cut and the rest not. Love, love, love how that looks. I'll show you my card that I finished. Again, using that same Everyday Script sentiment. This time I used Best Wishes. And I did put a color behind because obviously this doesn't have the other part of the card attached. So I went ahead and took a bubblegum top folding card. So I just folded that in half and then I just glued my panel on top. And I love how that looks. Looks like this one I cut this one just a tiny bit lower, but either way is really fun. It doesn't really matter. I just wanted enough room here to put my stamp sentiment, which I got. And again, really flat card, really nice. There's not much bulk to that, but it still has a really great wow factor. I did put a couple little rhinestones on there just for fun. So fun, right? So 2 ideas of how to use that same die so far. You guys ready for one more? You want one more? Raise your hand if you want one more. Okay, so this is the one that I have not tried all the way through, but I'm kind of anxious to try it, and I think it's going to be pretty cool. So what I have here is this time I switched to blue because really I had one silly reason for doing that, and it's because I had some of this blue craft foam. So this right here is our Denim Days cardstock. No, actually, this is Catalina Splash, excuse me. So Catalina Splash cardstock, and then I kind of dug through my little scrap piles. This is this really inexpensive craft foam that you can get from, really just any kind of hobby store. So it's got a little squishiness to it. So I kind of wanted to see if I went ahead and adhered it to, I cut 2 of these. I'm not sure why I cut 2. This is also our white liner paper. So this comes in 8.5 by 11 full-size sheets. So I die cut it using the frame of the die, so I could get just the right size. As I did the foam cut really nice with the die too, and then of course my cardstock. So 1, 2, 3 layers, cut all with the frame. Check. So far so good. Now what I want to do is I want to adhere this foam to my cardstock, but I want it to be very, very well adhered. That's why I'm using the white liner sheet. I don't want to glue it because I want every little part and piece that I'm going to die cut in a minute to stay in place. So like I said, seeing is believing, so we will see what happens here. So I'm putting it, you could put on your paper or your foam first, it doesn't really matter. I'm trying to line that up as much as I can. I want to press down and make sure that's adhered to that foam quite well. Looks like I have a tiny bit on the edge here and didn't get it perfectly straight. So I might just trim that away a little bit. I don't want anything extra sticky out on my edges. Good thing our scissors are not sticky. What are they called? Non-stick. There you go. Roy's like, non-stick. Okay, so now I'm peeling the double-sided white liner sheet away, so it's sticky on both sides. So now I'm peeling the second half away. The first part, the top part, has the flowers on it, and this part just has the normal. Okay, now I'm going to try to line the cardstock up. Hopefully you can get it here. Oh yeah, that lined up better. Okay, so sweet, this is feeling good. This is a layer of cardstock, completely well adhered to my foam. Okay, feeling good about this. Now, this is my idea. Die cut this now. Now what I want to have happen is I want this to die cut, but I don't want the pieces to all fall out. I want it to just give a real fun, dimensional, textured look. So we'll see if it works. Let me bring back my platform and my cutting plates. And again, I want to line the die up right in the middle. This time I'm running it through completely. We'll see if my idea worked. By the way, I have the die on the cardstock side, not the foam side, just to let you know that. That is, I think, where I'm going to get the best result. I'll make sure it's right in the middle. I'm going to try to get my head in the camera. All right, so let's see. It's a little bit thicker to run through with that foam, but it does go through with really not too much of an issue. All right, let's see what happens. This is where everyone's on the edge of their seat. Is it going to work? I think it's going to work. Okay, check it out, guys. Is this pretty cool or what? It's really a tone-on-tone pattern, but I think that it's cut through and yet all those pieces are stuck to that, white liner sheets and they're not going to fall out. Oh my gosh, I like it. I like it. All right, so I've just got a white card base here. I think I'm just going to adhere it. Let's see what our finished card looks like. I was hoping it would work and everything wouldn't fall apart. Looks like I got a little bit extra foam here. want those little jaggedy edges to show. I think my foam got squished a little bit, which is okay. All right. Ah, a little bit at the top too. It did get squished. Okay, so there's a good note to self. Either cut the foam a little bit smaller or just trim it. Either way, it's no big deal. All right, so adhere it to my card front. So it's still a fairly flat card. It does have that little tiny bit of thin foam right there, and I know you can get foam in different widths. So this was just a really inexpensive, I think it was even a multicolored pack. But look how fun, and look, Ma, nothing falls out. Okay, so I grabbed my same sentiment set, and this time I stamped out thank you, because I thought that was really sweet. And I just did that on white cardstock. So I'll just adhere it. You could pop it up at this point if you wanted it. If you wanted to, but again, I'm kind of going for the flat card. Okay, and then I did grab a few of my sweet candy drops, because I thought, well, we really are tone on tone, so maybe I need a few little white drops here. Yep, just a few. No, a little lower. So cute! I kind of love it. I'll put it down so I can focus. Sorry, Roy. So you guys see the texture in there? See how yummy? Love it. All right, so let me bring my other two cards. I'll put my little pink guys on either side. And you can see that we have now had fun with one die. Again, I'll remind you what this die is called. We'll post it too in the comments. The Floral View die set. One die, 3 ways. Ta-da! Love it. Okay, thank you so much for joining me today on Friday. I'm so glad that last card worked out. Yay, thumbs up. So I hope this inspires you to try something. Maybe you have a different die that's a large die like this, any kind of card cover die. Just dig in your stash, find one that you have, and consider posting your finished projects. So post them on Facebook or Instagram or whatever, and just tag us at FS Journey, of course, which stands for Fun Stampers Journey, and we'll come see your projects. We would love to do that. In the meantime, have a great weekend, and I hope that you, as always, enjoy bringing paper to life.